Jerusalem's Western Wall is one of the holiest sites in Judaism. It's usually the site of mass silent prayer and dazzle tourists, but today it looked like this. A violent confrontation breaking out when about 150 members of the Jewish Reform movement from Israel and around the world tried to hold a prayer service at the site.
The movement's leader described several in the group being hit and punched by guards. Those security guards are employed by the Western Wall Heritage Foundation, an Orthodox group. The bottom line, a Jewish holy site becoming the site of an increasingly bitter fight between the country's powerful ultra-religious and the secular, who are a majority. Here with us is Rabbi Dov Halbertal, a former senior aide to Israel's former chief rabbi. Pleasure to have you here. Let me just get your first reaction when you see scenes like that exposing maybe a widening gap between the ultra-Orthodox and the Reform or any other stream of Judaism.
They are provocateurs. They are irritating, those people. Look.
They came to pray.
They came for public relations. Public relations, that's all. And this handful of people, 100, 200, you see always the same faces there. There are a small portion here in Israel, and they have importunate public relation. It's nothing to believe. It's embarrassing.
But what is wrong with the core of what they're doing? They're coming to hold a prayer service. Why should they not be allowed to pray? And why should any one Jew tell another how and where to pray?
They are coming to impose on us their values. They are not coming to pray. They can come to pray. Nobody asks in the kotel, in the entrance, if you are Reform or not. You can come, you can pray. Don't make provocations. They want, those 2% of the citizens here in Israel want to impose their values on us. It's unbelievable.
Rabbi Halbertal, even if everything you're saying is true, and as someone who is part of a Reform congregation here in Israel, I have to say I know it's not true. But even if everything you said was true, wouldn't it be better for the rabbinate to accept the compromise agreement that would give non-Orthodox streams of Judaism this other prayer space on the other side of the Robinson's Arch, rather than have scenes like that every month? Wouldn't that be better? It wouldn't be perfect for you, but wouldn't it be better?
Don't give price to violence. I want to tell you one thing. You say you are Reform or you belong to the community. You pretend to have 3-4 million Reforms in the States. They are not here. Let them stay there. They don't want to come to Israel at all. 27,000 soldiers sacrificing their lives, their young lives, are buried here. No one Reform among them. Why? Because you want to stay in America, so stay in America. You could have changed everything if you could have done it.
We're not only talking about American Jews here.
I know, but does the West...
They want to change the values here, the rabbinate's values. They want to have recognition. That's the main issue.
I want to pause
and
now
on one point. You cannot have it with 2%.
I want to pause on one point.
20%, 30%. Let them come here. They don't want to come here.
They prefer
the barbecue in Philadelphia.
Let's put American Jews aside for a moment and even talk only Israel. Okay, one moment. You started out by saying that this group of Reform Jews are coming and they're imposing themselves on that space, and they're being provocateurs. Yeah. What do you say to those who say it's the Orthodox rabbinate who controls marriage, who controls divorce, who has great control in this country and is imposing its views on the rest?
Because they are 90% of the citizens here.
With all due respect,
not 90%, the Reforms are 2%.
Tens of thousands of Israelis choose to get married in Cyprus. They can't get married in their country they live in because they choose not to marry under the majority of the population here is not Orthodox.
No,
even if they're not, they are not Orthodox. So you are.
Excuse me, it's not true. The 80% of the citizens here in Israel are traditionally Orthodox. Take the 50% Sephardic people here, they are altogether Orthodox. Take 30% more from the Ashkenazi wing, they are also Orthodox. You have 90%. I mean, at least.
But Rabbi Halbertal, I understand all that, but again, why not some kind of compromise?
What a compromise with 2%? They are violent. Don't give price to them.
Even so,
they can come to pray in the kotel. Nobody disturbs them.
We're not talking, but the number of secular Jews in Israel putting aside, again, American Jews, they are the majority. Secular Jews are the majority. There is a growing Orthodox
not
population.
Reformed here in Israel. You have to know it. I told before,
but we are
they are
talking
not
about a
Reformed,
growing
they are
divide.
Orthodox. So let the Reform stay and pray in Manhattan, not here. If they can come and change everything, they don't want to come. They didn't recognize the state of Israel. You know, at the beginning they did it. They were against the state, and now they give me orders how to live here.